Okay, so everybody's wanted me to do well, I did a PvP best gun guide, and so now we are going into open world and figuring out the best gun for open world. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go into a private server. I'm just gonna play around with a bunch of guns. I'm gonna lay out some ground rules, and then at the end of the video, I will point out which gun I like the most after you see some stuff that I have decided to use. I will use SMGs, rifles, sniper rifles, DMRs, the whole nine yards. Everything will be used. I'm just going to use the clips from my favorite guns. And yeah, for the sake of the video, on assault rifles, I will be using a flip sight like this, some sort of 1x magnification. I don't know what it'll be. I'll use 30 round mags, a suppressor, and a laser as well. And that will be all I use for the ARs. For the sniper rifles, I'll be using the same scope. Not a 1x, but like the same scope for all snipers. I'll be using the same grip if I can, the same suppressor, everything like that, so that nothing gets a pure advantage over the other. Um, Shotguns will not be tested. SMGs will not be tested. I will only be testing ARs, DMRs, and sniper rifles. Every gun must meet a certain criteria. It must be a one-shot headshot, and it cannot be an SMG or a shotgun. I mean, that's really the only criteria it has to be. It has to be one-shot headshot using the correct attachments. Even if the base weapon is not a one-shot headshot, with the correct attachments, if it can be, it will be. So that's the criteria I've set for the best open world gun in the game. I also want to quickly point out that the handgun that you use does not matter at all. For the sake of this video, I will be using the Mark 27 Mod 2. It's just my favorite looking gun, so don't take it for don't take it as it's the best handgun in the game. I just think it's the best looking. I don't think there is a best handgun in the game. I think they all perform pretty similarly, especially the two Glock models. The M21 looks the best to me, but or the M17, my bad. The M17 looks the best to me, but I think these two look really cool, and I like the sight that you can put on the Glocks, so that's why I use them. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're clear on the same subject here. Handguns do not matter. Okay, advance to the next enemy compound. Alright, so we have successfully stealthed with the M4. So far, the impressions are I like it. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of recoil, which is a big plus, especially in those high situations where you need to fire, you know, multiple rounds at once, and that's very good. It's easy to control. The one-shot headshot makes things very nice. Let's move on to the next gun. Okay, so the next gun we're gonna try out is the M2010. It is the sniper rifle. I don't know actually if... Damn, that's tough, actually. Okay. So I didn't know that you couldn't liberate the same base twice. There is one further back, so I'm going to go take that one. But the first sniper rifle I'm going to try out, and I'm not going to record every single rifle I try out because that would make for an hour-long video. But I will record, or I will put in the ones that I think are the best for each category, and that's DMR, sniper rifle, and assault rifle. So whatever gun you guys see, that will be the best gun, and then I'll state it at the end of the video if nobody picked up on it, or if you think the M4 was the MK16 or the ER416, or vice versa, or whatever, then you guys will know. So that's just how I'm gonna do this. I have a lot of testing to do. This is only the second weapon I'm doing. So I still have to test a bunch of other ARs, DMRs. It's kind of annoying because I should have been doing this all along, like I was with PvP. But I'm gonna be honest, I just wasn't thinking about it. So yeah, we're just gonna have to maneuver our way through, and it's gonna be a long, like, couple hours for me, but it's okay because I do it for you boys, so, and girls possibly. I don't even know. So to keep this video as short and sweet as possible, I just put in the video of my favorite gun, which was the M4. I think for practicality reasons, if you're trying to do close range stuff, the M4 close range to mid range, M4 definitely the best gun. Has light recoil, has the ability for a flip sight, which I mean most guns do, but it has the flip sight, which is really cool as well. That makes it really easy to traverse certain things. I think it looks really cool as well. Nobody's gonna diss you for having a setup like this or even a different setup. Even with the MK18 or the RF416. I think for looks, the 416 looks the best. Just my personal opinion. But when it comes to practicality reasons, definitely the M4. Um, and yeah, I think you can even put in a 40 round mag. I did not use a 40 round mag for the sake of the video because maybe you can't put a 40. Oh, I think you can. Just, yeah, right here. Maybe not in the tan version, which kind of sucks. But I think you could put a 40 round on, which can be really cool as well. These are tracers, which is also kind of. I think the tracers are cool as fuck. I didn't have an M. I didn't have them in, but I think having the ability for tracers on the M4 is really sick as well. When it comes to practicality of long range, I'd say the M2010 after a long time of testing, the M2010 definitely the best gun for long range. Personally, snipers are not for me, but if they're for you, then just make sure that you are carrying a decent handgun with you. I suggest either the Glock 17 Gen 3 or the M17. However, the Mark 27 Mod 2 is also pretty cool. The one thing I don't like about the M20 or the M17, I don't know why I keep saying M21. The one thing I don't like about the M17 is that you can't put a suppressor on or thread the barrel in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, I think it looks the best. I think it's the cleanest looking gun. But I do like the Glock 17 as well. So again, it's all up to personal preference. There's no best gun, by the way. They're all like pretty similar. They're all one-shot headshots at certain ranges. The Deagle obviously does the most. I mean, why wouldn't it? Um, but you also have to understand that the Deagle only holds 7 rounds of magazine, while the M20 or the M17 holds 21, and then these two hold either 16 or 17 each, which is really nice depending on which magazine you have. Like I have the 17 one in. You can put the 33 in. You look like you're in a gang. I get it. Hold it sideways and shit, upside down if you have to. Um, Personally, the 33 round mag just don't look good to me. I usually use one of these two. Um, so I don't care. I don't care what you use. Just make sure that you have a good secondary that you're comfortable with using, so that way when it comes to close range stuff, you're not shitting your pants. And yeah, I mean, again, everything is personal preference at this point. I think when we're talking about practicality reasons, M4 definitely the best gun. When we're talking about personal preference, if you want to use an SMG, I didn't test SMGs. Those were the only guns I didn't test. I didn't test any of these down here. I also didn't test the shotgun. Just personally was not for me. I didn't want to use the Bentley M1014. So I just didn't think it was gonna work in open world because everything's so spread out. So Again, I think for sniper, it's the M2010. I use a simple setup, just a bipod, a regular mag, a suppressor, a laser system of some sort, and a 25 times scope. Nothing too crazy. You also can't go very crazy with these anyway. The best DMR I found was the Scar or the Mark 17. I think this one was just the best one in my opinion. I really liked the ergonomics on it and everything. So yeah, I think those are probably the number one guns in my opinion. If you want something a little more challenging, the RF416 is not a bad fallback weapon. If you think, oh, the M4 is a little too basic for me, go for the R416. It looks cool. It performs really well. There's just a little bit of recoil, but once you get past that, not bad. Otherwise, just go with the M4. The M4, or not the MK18 like I'm pointing at, but the M4 like I'm pointing at now. It's super simple, super easy, super sleek. It's when it comes to this, simplicity is the best. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found it helpful. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.